Stephanie Milky here, aka KetoMOM, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the KetoMOM podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the KetoMOM Secrets podcast. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the KetoMOM page. My name is Stephanie, and today I'm going to share I labeled it some facts. And so there are two doctors I like to follow on Instagram. And hold on, I feel a little cloggy today. Might be all the budding on the trees, but we will take it. We're super excited. Minnesota looks like to be in the 70s all week, which is this is a big deal for us. So, although we're going back to Florida next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend. Actually, my husband is going to Florida so we just got back from Florida. He's going back to Florida on Saturday to go some crazy fishing in the ocean. One of his very, very, very good friends had said, hey, I have the opportunity of a lifetime. And we just left Florida. He's like, dude, I just left. So he's going back this weekend to do like some crazy tarpon fishing. And I don't even know if that's the right word, but some massive fish. And then we go back the following weekend to meet with my sister. So it'll be great. So we're in Minnesota. That's where I'm tuning in from. It's where I live and we love to travel. So tell me, how is your morning? Why don't you say this? Tell me one thing you're thankful for. So I was doing my morning reading. This morning I was reading through Hebrews and I love that book. It's in the Bible if you don't know. Had some great conversations with our girls about gossip, about being offended, about expectations around people. So that was my morning. It was super fruitful. And there's two doctors I like to follow on Instagram, Dr. Ryan Lowry, who helped formulate my mom fuel. And then there's another doctor, and now I'm blanking on his name, but I shared him in my stories. So he shared something, and it was like a whole bunch of facts about your health. And I was like, man, these are good. So I wrote some of them down because I wanted to share them with you. They're incredible. I was like, man, if people could sometimes I often say this on here, I feel like a broken record because I say the same things over and over again. And yet it takes not like you, but it takes people like 17 times to hear something before they implement it. Here's a trick. Here is one secret to get where you want to go faster. When you learn something, implement it right away. If you find yourself saying, oh my goodness, I've heard that. Oh my goodness, I knew that. Oh, yeah, I remember that. If you find yourself saying that phrase, take that one action and implement it into your life, and you will go further faster, or you'll get to that goal faster, or you'll reap the harvest of those seeds being planted faster. So normally on the KetoMOM page, I like to talk about mindset. Good morning. I don't have a book that I've chosen to go through yet, but I'm going to give you a book that's one of my all-time favorite books. So if you've never read this book and you're looking for a book to read to legitimately change your life, are you ready? Take a screenshot. The Last Arrow. Pastor Erwin McManus. Don't get thrown off if I say pastor. He's incredible. Some of you are like, I'm telling you right now, this book is unbelievable. If you've not read it, you should read it. You can go to ketomomsecrets.com and click on book club. And I've walked through this book one time. I think it was a year ago. Excuse me. You guys, unbelievable. Yes. Wait. Lori shared the doctor that I follow on Instagram. That doctor. Wait. Oh no. That's not the one is that the one that I talk about? Oh, that's not the one I talk about. I think she's tagging somebody. Sorry, Lori. Good morning. I was like, I thought maybe you were sharing the doctor that I put in my Instagram stories. I don't know. I'm so cloggy. If you're looking for a good book, not a good book, an unbelievably incredible book, unbelievable. My favorite. I've probably read it, and I'm not kidding. Like, I sometimes exaggerate. My kids, they'll be like, Mom. And I'll be like, 1,400 billion times. But I promise you, I have read this book 20 times or listened to the Audible. So there you go. Take a screenshot if you're looking for a book to go through. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read some facts. I think I've got like maybe 20 facts written down. And maybe you'll catch one of them and you'll implement it. These facts did not come from me. I apologize. I didn't write the doctor's name down, but I did share something in my stories from this doctor. So go check out the stories. And I'm just going to read some facts that he shared about health. Super, like everything he shares, I'm like, yes, yes. So, are you ready? He didn't write this one down, but I added to it because I think it's important. And so I wrote it at the very top because I feel like all of this starts with your thinking. So your thinking is your superpower, and the reason you have what you have today, the reason your life is where you're at today is because of your thinking. Okay? I'm going to go after these. You take them, you hear them, you implement them. Or just hear them with like a, oh, yeah, I was blaming this when really it was this. So he says, obesity has more to do with your habits than your genetics. If you blame your genetics, we're going to start looking at your habits. Obesity has more to do with your habits than your genetics. Low-calorie diets are not sustainable. I'm just giving you the facts that he said. And I agree with that. There is a handful of people that I know specifically, I need to be within my area of who I know, not just online, but personally, that are on this very, very low calorie kick. And it's like 500 to 900 calories. And of course they're going to lose weight because they're starving. It is not sustainable. And so that's all I'm going to say about that. Liquid calories make fat loss more difficult. For those of you who are constantly drinking something, I drink ketones. Hands down, they work. I'm going to talk about supplements in his facts in a second. But I'm saying liquid calories, meaning the amount of sugar that people drink. People don't take into effect what they're drinking and the amount of sugar they're drinking, which has a huge hindrance on their fat loss. All right. Many people get rid of depression by working out, eating whole foods, and getting more sun. 100%. It's going to help you with your mindset. What helps you? Man, I don't know why I'm just like fidgety today. So sorry. All right. There's nothing positive about being overweight. Listen, I didn't say that. The doctor said that. People who exercise regularly have 43% fewer days of poor mental health. If you deal with depression, anxiety, mental health, the doctor on here was like, listen, go move your body. Get out in the sun. Move your body. Go for a walk. All right. You're not too busy to get in shape. We all have the same amount of time. If somebody were to follow you around and you're like, I'm too busy, but they were actually to follow you around and track your day, where would they find pieces in your day of wasted time or scrolling time or like TV time? You might be like, but that's a need. It's not a need. All right. It takes 6 to 8 weeks for your body to get used to exercise, an exercise routine, or just exercising regularly. Be patient. It's good. 99% of chances he says it's a 99% chance that you are not getting enough water and enough salt. Because oftentimes people say they're hungry and he's like, you're not hungry. We were told for years that salt, my eyes are watering. We were told for years that salt was bad. Table salt is not good for you. Like that cheap table salt you get at the store. Real salt, Himalayan salt, is incredible, right? And water. If you're hungry, he said that. He goes, most people think they're hungry. They need some salt and some water. They're not hungry anymore. Eating healthy isn't expensive. And I can cover that more in detail later today. But he goes, eating healthy isn't difficult. It's not expensive. It is a choice. So I'll get to let me skip a couple. He goes, eating healthy isn't complicated. Grab some protein, eggs, veggies, and fruit or salads. Like, don't overthink it. Listen, I don't need to dive into this. This is the facts from the doctor that I really enjoy following. You don't have to starve yourself to lose weight. Eat more protein. Sorry, I was reading some of your comments. Good morning, everybody. Walking 10,000 steps in a day is underrated for fat loss. Dr. Ryan says that as well. He says if there's one thing that people can do for their health is get in their steps. If you're like, I am not going to the gym, or for whatever reason, you don't have access to the gym, you don't have your own workout equipment, you don't love the weightlifting, the biggest thing he says is get 10,000 steps in. You might go, I have an office job, but I only get 2,000. Work into it. He goes, but it's massively underrated for fat loss. Get in your steps. If you are serious about getting into shape, you need to be serious about getting your sleep. Sleep is also underrated and has a huge factor on your fat loss. That and your mental health. He goes, there's no right. Oh, I love this one. One of the things he said is, there's no right way to get into shape. Do what works for you. And I love to say this on here. There's no right way. It's the consistency. Have you ever heard oh shoot, I didn't even write this down. Oh, here it is. The diet that works for you is the diet that you stick with long term. So many people bounce around and try this and they try that. They don't give it enough time. He just said it takes 6 to 8 weeks to get into really a feeling of a routine for just working out and being patient. It's the same with the way you eat. So if you decide to be vegan, well, okay, I'll just say that. If you decide to be mindful of your food, eat when you're hungry, not when you're bored, you're not drinking excess sugar. There's certain things that will work in any diet, but the diet that's going to work for you is the one you stick with long term. That's it. That's the fact. I 100% believe it. Want to do Whole30? Do Whole30. All right. Supplements only work if you put them to work. And if you do the work, 100%. People will say, like, if I drink your ketones, am I going to lose weight? And I say, if you drink these ketones, it will help you with fat loss because it's going to get your booty off the couch. You're going to feel amazing. It's going to help you eat less. Ketones turn your brain on and so much more. So these how do they work by themselves? Ketones turn your brain on. Are they going to slap the cookie out of your hand or whatever else you're using for supplements? Absolutely not. But they are a helper. Supplements are great when they're used as a tool, but you have to do the work. You still have to, out of sight, out of mind. I'll tell people, get the sugar out of your home. Be mindful of the water that you drink. They're a helper, but you can push past the helper if you choose, right? All right. I know you guys are saying stuff below and it was going too fast. I can't read them. If you're like, hey, I know a really great fact that will help you feel better, it'll help you on your health journey, I would love for you to share those below. Tell me, share with me. All right, 2 more. And I say this often, and all the things he was saying, I didn't write them all down, so I'll actually share a link in my stories and you can go through and read the other ones that he wrote. Snacking is one of the biggest reasons you're not losing weight. Yes, yes, and yes. So this morning, I want to give you an awareness of things that I believe are facts, and this is one of them. Snacking is the biggest reason you're not losing weight. This is why when we talk about intermittent fasting, it's not like you're reducing your calories. Intermittent fasting is to help you have your food or your meals within a time restricted window so that you're not snacking all day long. It goes, hey, here's your meals. Here's what you need. People are just overeating good food. So if you're constantly eating from the time you get up to the time you go to bed, and in your mind it's fine because it's all keto, low carb snacks, you're overeating. Last one, there will never be a better day to get started than today. I ended on that one because I liked it. There was a lot more. I loved them. I was reading them this morning and I was like, man, if people could read these or hear them and implement them and have some patience and understanding of their health journey. You didn't get here overnight. You're not going to get there overnight, but with patience and consistency, have a couple awareness keys, right? You need water if you're hungry, water and salt. Move your body. Your steps are important. Stop snacking. You're overeating. Stop drinking all of the sugary drinks. There's things that you can, if I was you and your goal is like, man, I really want to lose some fat, I would take these, I would write them down, and I would put them on my refrigerator until I created healthy habits around these facts. That's what I would do. That's what I did years ago. When we first started working on getting healthy, 8 years ago, in June 2015, my husband had been working on it for 2 years prior with me helping him fail. I did that. I wrote down breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack options. I wrote down how much water I needed. I put it on my refrigerator. I set alarms to drink water. I always had a water bottle with me. I worked on setting myself up for success until it became a habit. So I had to have visuals. I'm a visual learner. So if I didn't know what to eat, all I had to do was look on my refrigerator and it would go breakfast options, lunch options, dinner options. It's what I had to do so that I would remind myself of what I needed to do until I created a habit. Actually, that's a really great, hold on. So Tammy says, she woke up, had a snack because it was in her home, and she needs to get her family on the same page. That, you want to know something? Until your family is on the same page, or maybe they won't ever be on the same page, but you've got goals, find an accountability partner, message me with questions. I have people, just so you know, I have people that message me every day what they eat. And all I have to say is good job, but it's their accountability. They message me and they're like, here's what I ate. Any suggestions? I'll quickly look over it. I don't go searching for them. They message me. If that helps, so you can. And you're right. There are things that your family, that you might crave, that you keep in your home, that your family loves. But if you were to have, a lot of this boils down to communication. So if you sit down and talk to your family, like I just had a meeting with our girls this morning, we had to talk about some expectations of how they words or how they, I don't want to get into it, but we had a little family meeting. All right. We talked about some things. I suggest, if you feel like you're doing this by yourself, have a family meeting. And the family meeting is, hey family, I am on a journey to feel better for you. I want to be a better mom or a better dad or a better wife or husband or spouse. Like I want to be better. I want to feel better, but I also want, it's going to help me be better for you. Right. And so if you sit down and have a family conversation, hey, these are the things that are my biggest challenge. I'm not going to buy them anymore. Now you are the person that buys the food, so it's up to you. But if you don't want to create chaos and all of a sudden the ice cream is gone or the cookies are gone, like, hey, here's the things that I'm not triggered by. Here's the foods that I won't eat even if they're in the home. And you don't want to like pull the sheet out from under them, pull the rug, right? I'm going to keep these. I'm going to get rid of these. If you want these, you get them at grandma's house. Does that make sense? You have to be openly communicative. That's not a word, I don't think, with your family on your goals so that it's not like mom's on a diet. Oh, this is terrible. And they don't choose to eat vegetables because you're on a diet. So therefore they think that that's mom's food. Like a lot of this can be helped when you openly communicate with your family and say, I really want to feel better. Can you guys help me with that? They might have to join you. Hey, everybody, that's what we did with our family in the very beginning. And our girls were little, so they've grown up watching us. I've never said I was fat. I've never said mom and dad are fat. I've never said, like, I'm on a diet. I said, our family is working on being healthy. We're going to drink more water. We're not going to buy as much garbage. And there are times where, like, things come into our home. We go on vacation. Like, after Florida, I felt like they ate too much sugar. And I was like, girls, we're done. I'm just letting you know. It does not help your stomach. It is not amazing for you. We all know that. We're going to nip that in the booty. Well, it's not in our home, but even going other places, I said, you're going to have to cut back. I need you to be focused on being healthy. It's important for your health. It's important for your brain. So, where can you find meal ideas? So if you need some help with recipes, you can always go to ketomomsecrets.com and click on recipes. There are recipes shared on my page every single day. If you want a basic foods list of how to get started, like it's very simple. It's what I put on my refrigerator 8 years ago. Post food in the comments and I'll send that to you. So if you've never had that, if you've already had it, it's the same list. I haven't changed it. It's so simple. I ate very simple in the beginning. I still eat simple. I can give you 100 million recipes. That was exaggerated. I can give you a couple hundred recipes, but we keep it so simple. So post food in the comments if you want that basic understanding. If you have questions, just ask your questions below, and if I see them, I'll answer them. Otherwise, I'll just send you a private message and answer your questions. And the biggest thing I tell people today versus 8 years ago is if you're trying to make one meal for dinner to fit everybody, what's great is there's so many low-carb keto options for meals, whether it's grilling, low-carb wraps, there's different things you can use. So any meal really should be able to be made low-carb. Even like a lasagna. There are places out there that make low-carb noodles. So, oh yeah, I can give you, so Robin's asking for my words of affirmation, my declaration that I said this morning. How about I write it up and I will send it to you, Robin, and then I can post it in the comments. It's just a personal declaration that I wrote up. I talked about the power of your words yesterday and declaring things over you and your family. So I will 100% write that up and I will send that to you. Give me till later today and I'll send that. I get to go homeschool our kids. So I'm a little late in chatting with you, but yeah, it's great. So here's what I will say. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to share the doctor and all of his facts with you in my stories. I will share my declaration. If you want food, post food below. If you want a tool, I drink a supplement. They're called ketones that actually help with your energy, your appetite control. Remember, they don't work by themselves. They work with you. If you've never tried ketones and all you want to do is understand how they work, post trial in the comments and I'll show you some fun research about that. And yes, Pamela, I'll post the doctor in the comments. I'll also send a picture to you and then I'll post it in my stories. I forgot what his name was. I can't believe I forgot it, but I will go look. So I'll get a whole bunch of that stuff out after I'm done with homeschooling today. So I'm going to go. Thank you for tuning in. Your presence matters. And I will talk to you later after CrossFit. I like to do an afternoon live and give you some suggestions and whatever comes to my mind to help you on your journey. As always, you can send me a message. I appreciate you. You're very welcome. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.